Hey Cafe crew, it's Colin Smith here from Photoshop Cafe, and today I'm going to show you how to change the shape of an image without losing any of the elements. So here's a photograph that I've got that's wide, but I'd rather use it in more of a square format. But what I'd like to do is not lose the trees on the edge here. I want to include those in here. So one of the ways you could do this is to extract and move it, or maybe use content aware move, but there's a better way to do that, and that is to use content aware scale. And this is a perfect tool when it comes to reshaping images. I love getting photographs off Adobe stock, and a lot of the time I can find exactly the photograph I want and I'm ready to go. But then there's other times where I want to tweak it a little bit. And for example, this is a good instance because I want to change the shape of this. And sometimes you may want to go from landscape to portrait, or from portrait to landscape. All of this will work with this technique. Okay, so what we're going to do, the first thing we want to do is unlock the background. Click on that little padlock there, and that will unlock the background. And now we want to go to Edit, Content Aware Scale. And now watch what happens as I drag. Notice what's happening here. It looks for the areas that don't have too much detail, and it compresses those while preserving the areas that do have detail. However, one of the things you may have noticed, look at these two chairs here. At one time they were the same width. Now one is wider than the other. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we're going to hit the escape key just to cancel that movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to protect these with a mask. So we're going to hit the B for brush, but before I start painting that mask, I want to do quick mask. So we're going to hit the Q key for quick mask, and now we're actually just painting with our mask tool. So let's just paint over the area that we want to preserve, and that's looking pretty good. So what I want to do now is I want to turn this into a selection, and there's so many ways to do it, and I'm going to show you the way I like to do it. It's just go into the channels here, and notice we've got a quick mask. If I hit the Q key, notice how it toggles between a selection and a mask. I want to keep that mask there, so the way to do it is to just duplicate it by clicking and dragging, and now I get a duplicate mask. So let's get rid of the quick mask. So we're just going to hit Q, and then what that does is it puts it back to a selection. Control D to turn off the selection, and look, we've still got our mask that we copied. Now I want to invert this mask, so I'm just going to hit Control I, and if we turn on RGB at the same time, you can see essentially we've masked off all of the image except for this area, and that's how it works. So now make sure you click on RGB, and you should see these being highlighted, and see the little eyedropper there by quick mask. Turn that off, and now it's there, but it's hidden, and that's how we want to work. So we're going to go back to our layers, and you should see that. Now if that layer looks kind of weird, make sure you click on RGB. I've fallen for that many times myself. Now we're going to go and do exactly what we did before. We're going to choose Edit, and now we're going to go down to the Content Aware Scale. But before we start dragging, we're going to go up here where it says Protect, and if you go under there, there's our quick mask copy. That's the mask that we made, or where we've saved it in that channel. Now you can create it any way you want. You could save selection. There's lots of ways to do that, but this is just the way that I did it. And now that we select that, it's going to protect it. And watch what happens. Now as I drag, notice it will not distort our area. See that? Even when it's got to the point where the trees are going crazy right now. So we might bring it down to about here to change that aspect ratio a little bit. And notice it protects the areas that we wanted to protect. Now, of course, if you wanted to protect the trees and things like that, you could do that as well. But right now, that's essentially how this works. Now, I'm going to show you how well this works. Let's go to a different one here. And if you look at this, we've got two people doing a chest bump, but they're kind of far apart. So let's do this now. We're going to unlock it. That unlocks the layer, so it's not a locked background anymore. Choose Edit, Content Aware Scale, and watch this. Now we can click and drag all the way across, and you can see it's really amazing how well Content Aware Scale works. So anyway, guys, I grabbed these photos from Adobe Stock, and I encourage you to go and grab some photos from there. In fact, I'll give you a link underneath that'll give you 10 free images from Adobe Stock. Also, if you're a photographer and you would like to sell your photos, you can also do that on Adobe Stock. Just become a contributor, and I'll add that link underneath as well. So anyway, I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, smash that like button into dust. If you're not part of the Cafe crew, that means that you're not a subscriber yet. Hit that subscribe button right now, and you'll get a new tutorial at least once a week. So anyway, guys, add a comment. What do you think about this? Do you like this technique? Do you have other techniques that you'd like to share, and other little tips that you'd like? In fact, maybe just drop your favorite keyboard shortcut right there in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.